So the meta model and all or nothing statements. In linguistic terms, you call that a universal quantifier, right? And an example of an all or nothing statement, there's a guy taking a picture. An example of an all or nothing statement are words like always, no one, everyone, nobody. And we use them all the time. And what we do is we almost make a problem or a thing impossible to work with, like an entire elephant. No one can eat an elephant in one gulp. No one can sort of move an elephant in one go. So in essence, it's a limitation in our own map where things become impossible to handle or to deliver or anything like that. Now, the challenge is you need to sort of like get someone to doubt their map or to challenge that map and to actually get information where who specifically or what specifically, which is another part of the meta model, is at play, so that you can actually pull someone out of this all or nothing map into a map where things are doable and resolvable. So there are 3 ways of unpacking that. Well, one, you could just repeat everyone, no one, that's the easiest, okay? The second way of doing it is to exaggerate it. Every single person all over the world, no one likes you, no one at all. And it's like, oh, it's not everyone, it's not always, it's some of the time. And then you can go, what time specifically, or who specifically. The third way to unpack it is to give a counterexample. For example, someone says, no one likes me. No one? Not even your best friend or your mother? Or you can even go, I like you. I always fail tests. Even your driver's license? And so what I recommend for practice is that you can do that in one out of 2 ways. The first way is sort of like write down as many all or nothing statements that you can on a sheet of paper and then form sentences with them. And when you form the sentence, then pair it with an exaggeration, a repeat, or a counterexample. Best is to actually focus on the counterexample, but you need to make sure that you do it enough, like 5 minutes a day, for it to become automatic. That the moment that you hear that word, always, no one, everyone, all the time, that you can just immediately jump in there. Another thing you can do is to say, hey, I'm going into a meeting with at work, or we'll just wait for the helicopter. Then it's okay. You can go into a meeting, a lunch, a business meeting, a phone call, and say, hey, I'm going to intentionally pay attention to all or nothing statements. And all I'm going to do is repeat, or all I'm going to do is to exaggerate, or all I'm going to do is to give a counterexample, or all 3 of them. Preferably you do this in rapport, right? So it doesn't become annoying. But I think the first step is to notice when these things are said to you. And so those are universal quantifiers and all or nothing statements. Good luck with that.